Stay tuned and let's take a look at this Marvel Legends Spider-Man wave, Tombstone. Ciao and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember now you can hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we continue looking at the Marvel Legends Spider-Man wave. As in front of me today, we have Tombstone on the glorious Toy Biz tribute packaging, because yes, Tombstone was a part of that 90s animated series, so it makes sense for him to be on this card back. However, he wasn't really wearing this fancy suit. This is more of a comic accurate suit. As he was rising the ranks of the criminal underworld, he got himself a tailor. I like how it says hardened criminal here as well, as Tombstone's skin is impenetrable. The only figure in this wave to come with an interchangeable head, which is very nice, and a set of interchangeable fisted hands. But the main event is the body is brand new. This is a brand new, completely pinless, buffer, bulkier, bigger suited body. So of course we will check that out and compare it to some previous suited bodies in the Marvel Legend line. So we get the really nice packaging. On the back we get the stencil, the picture, and the write-up that reads: the dangerous and high-priced hitman known as Tombstone faces off against Spider-Man and other heroes of New York. So without further ado, let's get him open. Here we have Tombstone out of the packaging with his accessories on the table. I apologise if his pale skin is disappearing against my white background, but I assure you he is there and he does look very nice. It isn't the first time we have gotten the character Tombstone in the modern Marvel Legends Hasbro era. You have to go back a good few years, but it was around 2016-17. He was part of the Builder Vulture Wings wave that went along with the Spider-Man movie. But this suited look is a comic accurate look. As I said, he was rising in the underworld and he got himself a suit. So this is definitely some people's preference for Tombstone, and no doubts he looks big and imposing. So let's get the tape measure out before we take a closer look so you can see he's like basically about 7 inches in height, which is a decent size for a standard Marvel Legends. So before we take a closer look, let's have a quick word from our friends at Legendsverse.
Let me introduce you to Legendsverse.com, a place all Marvel Legends collectors are going to want to know about. If you are looking for an easy way to keep track of your collection, what figures you have, and create wish lists, then Legendsverse can do all of this and so much more. It's a comprehensive Marvel Legends database that, once you have added your collection, gives you stats like how many figures you own, how many waves and builder figures you have completed, and how much your collection is worth right now. Organize your collection in teams, upload photos of each figure, look at price guides, and share your collection with friends by showcasing your own profile. Go and sign up and see for yourself. Legendsverse.com.
If you collect Marvel Legends, you should absolutely check them out. Links in the description. Now, checking out Tombstone, he has that albino pale skin. It is also chemically bleached as well, but it is really nicely done. It has a nice wash to it as well, with some dark shading around the eyes. Hopefully my white background is doing that justice, but it is really nice there. The flat top's done in a slightly different grey as well, and the teeth and the grin itself is just sinister. Really nicely done. From certain angles you can see it better. Again, the sort of expression, that frown is like very Frankenstein-esque, which just creates natural shadows where the eyes are anyway, and then every now and then you get a hint of red. But yeah, really nicely done. You can see like the gum as well on the top of the teeth. But yeah, solid head sculpt. But this isn't the only one we get. We get a grinning, sinister one like this, and you can pop this off and it is attached to the neck peg, and then it just creates a hole in the suit so we can plug in the second head, which is this one here. So I'm just going to plug this in. First time doing this. There you go. Click. And this is a snarling head sculpt, which gives you a better look at the teeth. Again, you can see the gums. You've still got the big frown, and it gives you a better look at the redness in the eyes as well, but it still has that shading. So again, another great head sculpt for a more sort of angrier, sort of pissed off version of Tombstone. So you have your options for head sculpt. You either have your sinister grin, that little smile, that smirk, or you have your snarling, angry head sculpt. So pick between the two. Let me know your favorite in the comments below. Back to the sinister grin for a second, just to show you this articulation. So you can get your swivel, no problem, as you would expect, but there is limitation because the head and neck are one piece. So looking down, hardly anything looking down, but a little bit, and then looking up is virtually impossible as well. So yeah, definitely limiting. And so would you say is this torso. But before I do that, positives, it is on a completely pinless body, so the shoulders will go all the way up. There is a bicep swivel and a nice deep double jointed pinless elbow. Can't complain at that. Moving down to the legs, you can see if I zoom out a second, you've still got your thigh cut. The jacket going over the thigh doesn't get in the way. You can still get the leg all the way up, and then you get a nice deep double jointed pinless knee as well. Ankle pivot and rocker as you would expect. No need for a boot cut or anything like that. So decent range on the legs as you would expect. Now torso, how does it move? Wow, just like the Last Stand Spider-Man, there is a little bit of articulation underneath his attire. So you still get your swivel like you would, but there is limitation forward and back. You can get a little bit. So you can see me leaning in forward a bit there, and then leaning back a bit as well, because there is a break in his jacket at the back. So a little bit of forward and back. I'm assuming, I can only assume, it's a ball joint at the waist again. So yeah, limitation at the waist undoubtedly, but the shirt and the jacket do look really nice. It's got the blue pinstriped with my crooked black tie. The tie is a separate piece, so I'm sure I can sort that out and get it more straight. But I like the blue little highlight there, and the blue shirt coming out of the jacket down here as well, so you can see it's pinstripe. So I do like the contrasting colours, and he does look good in this big bulky suit, but limited articulation, but still looks good. In regards to his hands out of the packaging, he comes with one sort of grabby hand, as you can see, and then the other hand is a trigger finger hand with the up and down hinge, so it does have the correct hinge in for a weapon wielding hand, but he doesn't come with any weapon, so you're gonna have to find some amongst your collection. I've just got this random gun here, and you can see he's got the trigger finger and he can hold it, no problem at all. Now we have our Tombstone wielding a weapon, and he does look really good doing so, especially with the right hinge in the hand as well. So yeah, you can definitely get some good poses out of this guy if you have some weapons in your fodder boxes. And of course, Tombstone is not afraid to get himself into some fights, so you come with two fisted hands as well, which work really well for Tombstone. Here we have our Marvel Legends Tombstone comparison, and both of them are really nice representations of the character, but if I'm being picky, it's not quite my preference. I still want the sort of regular short sleeve black shirt, collar up, and those sort of goth-like gauntlets, but we haven't got them quite yet. Still, we have two nice, drastically different looks here for Tombstone. One is all suited and booted like he's a criminal overlord, and the other one is more fug street level like. So you have your options. Arguably, the new one has a more accurate skin tone, as it is a lot more pale and has some nice shading, where the previous one is more blue in pigment, but still a nice looking face sculpt all the same. But of course, we can't do any swapping, as this is attached to the neck, so there's nothing to plug it into. So yeah, can't do any head swaps, unfortunately. But as you can see, both of these are about the same size. The suited one is just a tiny bit taller, but both nice versions of Tombstone. Let me know what your favorite is below. Here we have our Marvel Legends suit comparison, as we have the sort of OG Chameleon from 2015's Rhino Build-A-Figure wave. Now that suited body has been reused and reused and reused, and only this year we got an upgraded sort of regular suit version with the new Matt Murdock. I'll show you that in a second, but please, in 2024, can we get an animated, accurate Chameleon? For the love of God, if we don't, I will riot. Here we have Hammerhead, who was also on the retro card. He has pins on the shoulders, but no pins on the legs. This is the same sort of body that's been used a few more times as well. But as you can see, it's bigger, it's bulkier, but nothing compared to this new Tombstone body, which has got me thinking, what else are they going to use this body for if not Tombstone, as it's much bigger than Hammerhead here? So what other sort of characters could wear a big bulky suit that is worthy of being at that scale? I'm curious, but you can see here, comparing all three, we could go little to large here. We could start, they're all going to lean a little bit because all suited bodies are quite awkward to stand. But hey, I'm doing a pretty good job here. So there you go. There's our Marvel Legends suited bodies. And obviously, the Tombstone is the new, bigger, bulkier version. Here we have the pinless Matt Murdock regular suited body that we got this year. So now we have two completely pinless suited bodies in the Marvel Legends library. There is no need to see pins again on a Marvel Legends suit, but as you can see, they are completely different in scale, which is good to have the differences in the two. I'm trying to think of what other suited bodies we've got. We have got loads. Here we have one that we recently got with the Inner Demons, but that was originally Wolverine's, I think, which doesn't have the tie. Here we have Happy Hogan, which is another type of suited body. So again, we have lots of options now with Marvel Legends, but we want the pinless versions. That's what we want to use. So these are our two best options. Here we have Kingpin and his son, Richard Fisk, aka The Rose. All three of these were on the Spider-Man retro card too. Tombstone is primarily a Spider-Man villain, but he does pop up in other places as well. So here we have two Spider-Men on the table, both Peter Parker and Ben Reilly, who are on the new Renew Your Vows Spider-Man bodies. A couple of other Spider-Man body types. We have the 60th anniversary and the classic Pizza Spider-Man. Here we have Venom from the 3-pack and Shriek. Here we have the original grittier versions of Hobgoblin and Green Goblin. Two other figures in this very same Spider-Man wave that I have already reviewed on the channel. It is The Last Stand Spider-Man and Jack-O-Lantern. Boyfriend and girlfriend, it is Chasm and Hallows Eve. Here we have the 20th anniversary Captain America and the Mark 70 Iron Man. And let's wrap up with some of the Who crew. Here we have Frogman, Tigra and Jocasta, who is reading out comments from the previous Marvel Legend review. So make sure you leave a comment. She may pick you on the next one. Who have you picked today?
Lau Who 1888 says, much respect for mentioning Green Goblin's broomstick. Love your reviews.
And then last but not least, here we have Captain Britain and Hal, Fire, Hank. Stop! So final thoughts on this Marvel Legends Spider-Man wave, Tombstone. Honestly, I like Tombstone as a character, so I'm happy to get an updated version. And again, it represents a sort of different incarnation of Tombstone. Hopefully I get my mind's eye eventually, but this is still a very nice representation to put amongst your Spider-Man retro figures, or even just in your generic Marvel Comics display. As I said, he fought Spider-Man a lot, obviously, but he did pop up in other places as well. So you let me know what you think of this Tombstone. Obviously, the suited body has its limitations. I also don't understand why the head and neck are one piece, as I couldn't even try any head swaps using this body as there's no neck. So that was a bit weird. Let me know what you think in the comments below as always. And if you like Marvel Legends, then well, you're in the right place. Check out the videos tab, find the playlist, but most importantly, please hit that subscribe button, hit all on the notification bell, don't miss out on a video, and please hit that join button, become a channel member, either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Make sure you check out legendsverse.com. All the links are in the description. All you have to do is click it. If you collect Legends, check them out. You can follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. I'm on Twitter at Dan Who Reviews. Maybe I'm on TikTok, maybe. But I will see you on the next one.